Our second daughter, Sawyer, she's our youngest, and she's amazing. She's got a smile all the time, especially whenever I go to pick her up or play with her. She's always smiling and laughing, and she's just a blast. I didn't notice a ton in the first month of Sawyer's life. Things were pretty normal, I would say.
With this illness, it went from 0 to 100 overnight. He was a happy, healthy, engaged father, and then boom.
I hadn't had a seizure before, so I certainly didn't know what that was. I thought it was just, it's probably just because I wasn't hydrated that day, or it was a shock, because no one ever thinks they're gonna get cancer or being diagnosed with this. The next thought was my wife and kids. The first thing your mind jumps to is just the bad. Am I gonna be here to witness their high school graduations, their college graduations, their first dates? I was scared.
The outside hospital doctors reached out to me and they asked me to see Shane as quickly as possible. And in patients who have brain tumors, most common type is a glioma, they can present with various symptoms: weakness, numbness, speech difficulties, changes in personality or behavior, or like Shane did with a seizure. Because of its location and its appearance, I recommended that we do an awake surgery to identify where his language function was and remove what was safe. So awake surgery allows you to identify where critical parts of the brain are relative to the tumor so that you can spare those critical functions. We expose the brain. At that point, our anesthesia team wakes them up. And then our neuroepilepsy team, our speech language pathologists, come in to do the testing. And so what happens there, I stimulate the brain while the patient is performing certain tasks, such as finger tapping or speaking or naming objects. And if that task is interrupted when I stimulate a part of the brain, then we know that area is critical.
It's surreal. It's like you're talking and you're making different actions while your head's cut open and somebody's in there playing around with your brain.
In cases where we are able to remove the entire tumor, it's a great feeling for us, it's a great feeling for the patients, and in his case, he did not need to undergo chemotherapy or radiation, and because of the extent of the resection, it really provides for him the ability to kind of return to his normal life with his family and his job without worrying about this disease for a long time.
And then it was just utter happiness, and I started sobbing. I started crying. I just remember that sense of relief and just being like, thank you.
It's no longer at the forefront of our life. We're just taking care of our kids, working, and everything's been really, really back to normal ever since.
5 or 6 weeks after my surgery, I was actually able to take my family to Disney World, which was so awesome. This is kind of, giving me the opportunity to think differently and, be excited about every day, live every day to its fullest. That goes not only with life, but that goes in being a dad. Just soaking in every moment as a dad, loving my 2 little girls, and trying to be the best dad that I can be.